So I'm going to briefly touch on cloud procurement and procurement vehicles. And really this content that we're sharing is structured based on lessons learned that we've seen our customers have based on their cloud adoption journeys and their digital transformation journeys as they've gone through cloud procurement. And really we start from having to rethink procurement. My colleagues here have shared with you a lot of the differences between cloud computing versus traditional IT hardware. And as more cloud consumption continues to grow, our customers have learned that they really need to shift their focus to how to properly procure cloud to ensure that you can extract the full benefits of cloud. And so we've seen that recycling IT terms and conditions from old solicitations can actually prevent you from extracting those benefits. Cloud is very dynamic. There are always new features added, new prices are continued to be reduced. And that's where we need to work on finding the right procurement strategy that can be flexible for your organization so that you can get the full benefits of cloud while also adhering to all your security requirements, compliant requirements, and procurement requirements. And so that's what my team does, is we work with our customers to kind of think through this procurement, build those strategies, and identify how to work with that, and then and how to build it the right way. And then what we also see is that a lot of our customers actually buy cloud services from AWS partners. In Africa, actually, most of our customers are buying from AWS partners. And that's for a reason that our partners can offer a lot of managed services, consulting services, and professional services with a significant more depth and breadth of experience than AWS ourselves can offer. And so I will tie that also into the next slide when we talk about a lot of the 5 key areas of procurement. And so the first one being pricing. Obviously, pricing is very important. And typically with cloud consumption, as Robin mentioned, it's like electricity. You can turn it on and turn it off whenever you want. And so with that, the pricing model is adapted to the way the consumption happens. So we have 3 different models for consumption, for pricing. The first one is on demand, which is essentially you pay for what you use as you use it, and it gets priced that way. The second one is cost optimization. This is where typically it's the second stage of a customer's cloud adoption journey, where they know a little bit of what type of services they want. And so what they do is they essentially reserve a certain set of instances or buy what we call savings plans for those specific types of instances that come at a discounted rate. And then the third one, which is with the third step in the journey, is where customers start to adopt more services, new services, as they continue to grow their organizations. And that's where we talk about private pricing, where AWS and our partners offer discount programs and private pricing programs that go across all AWS services, regardless of which ones you're using. So as I mentioned, the default is pay as you go. That's where we start, and then we see our customers kind of build their way up that way. And we always want to help our customers optimize their costs so that we can help you do more with the same or more with less. The second area of procurement is security. Jabu mentioned the shared responsibility model, and you saw there's a lot of things in there that AWS is responsible for, and there are also some things in there that our customers are responsible for. And that's where we work with you to identify what are the things that you want to do yourselves with your in-house staff, and what are some things that you would like some of the AWS partners to do on your behalf. And then based on those requirements, we build that into your cloud acquisition strategy. One thing to also mention on security that is critical, just to reiterate, is that AWS does not see your data. We do not own your data. Customers always own their data. And that's why instead of managing your data for you, what we do is we give you the tools that you would need to manage that data. We have a whole set of tools that can be used for you to manage access, encrypt data, create reports so that you can see what's happening, create specific APIs, anything that you need. We provide all the tools that you would need for you to use yourselves or to have our partners use on your behalf. The third one is governance and operationalization. And with the one key difference with cloud is that from a governance perspective, there's a modern approach to governance. With traditional IT governance, you have to create a business case, perform legal checks, security checks, financial checks, and then you can start executing a project. Whereas with cloud computing, the governance is actually done directly from the AWS console, which is essentially a website. Again, we offer you the tools and services that you need in order to do that. We have a whole host of them, such as AWS Trusted Advisor, CloudTrail, CloudWatch. CloudTrail, for example, you can use so that you can see who's making API calls. So if someone deleted some EBS volumes or some data, you can find out exactly who did it, when it was done, right on the spot. You have identity and access management control, so you can determine who can access what type of information, who can access which type of applications, what can they do with them, what can they not do with them. So we're really offering you the governance model to be flexible and adaptable, just like our cloud services are flexible and adaptable. The fourth one is very critical, obviously, the terms and conditions. And a key point here is that with cloud, you don't see specific pricing of products or pricing documented in a contract. And the reason for that is because we're offering different services that can be built in any way that you want. It's like, think of it like a bunch of pieces of Legos that you can assemble in any way that you want. So you won't see a specific price for that product because you can really change those instant types at any time you want. And back to the pricing, where my colleague Robin mentioned we've proactively reduced our prices 107 times. This is why we don't recommend putting pricing in the terms and conditions, because if we reduce our prices, we want you to automatically be able to take advantage of those price reductions without having to go through contract modifications or changes or anything like that. And again, because we don't see your content, we cannot limit the services that our customers have access to. So you can use any and all of our services under a proper procurement strategy with the right terms and conditions, so that as new services are added, new technology becomes available, you can have access to anything that you need as soon as you want. And then the last one, we've talked about this a little bit, is working with partners. We're offering the building blocks through our AWS services and our tools, but that's where our partners come in to help you build it the right way, to put it the right way, whether it's from a security perspective, or whether you need support with specific migrations, or whether you want somebody to help build a tool from scratch or an application from scratch. That's where we have a whole host of partners and resellers who can sell you the AWS cloud services, or they can add value-added services on top of those, like we've mentioned, depending on what it is that you need. Typically, also what we see is that our partners, because they are based locally, they're local businesses, they can typically offer more favorable terms and conditions than large international companies such as AWS. And so that's why, from our perspective, we want to make sure that you have the right strategy in place so that you can be working, whether it's with us or through our partners, to make sure that we're meeting and addressing all of your needs.